This is Get Details, what you need to know. Welcome to our channel. We're still new and we're adding videos all the time, so be sure to click the subscribe button so you'll know when we put out new episodes. So you say you're feeling kind of bad. Maybe it's your tummy. Maybe it's your thyroid. Maybe it's your liver. Maybe it's... Well, one thing is for sure. If there's an ailment, there's a drug for it. Big pharmaceutical companies spend billions of dollars developing and marketing their products, and they want to get some of that money back as quickly as possible. Okay, they want it all back and a lot more. But how? How do drug companies get the word out, so to speak, about the latest new drugs, like for diabetes? Well, there are a lot of ways. For instance, if you ever notice the pen you used at your doctor's office, it might have a pharmaceutical name printed on it. Drug companies often give away branded promotional items to raise awareness among medical professionals. Hey, that sounds like a great idea. The more your doctor knows, the more likely they are to make a better diagnosis and prescribe the best medicine for whatever you've got. Because there are thousands of drugs, and there's no way even a pharmacist could know them all without a little research. But most doctors these days are way too busy to do that. They've already got mountains of paperwork to do before and after their shifts. Have you ever wondered why the nurse puts you in a little exam room and you wait and you wait? You can hear the doctor scurrying around in the hallway going from room to room. They'll spend about 8 minutes or so with each patient and then they'll move on. Now, of course, if a patient is obviously in bad shape and needs more help, they'll get it. But overall, the average primary care physician, and many specialists too, are simply overloaded. So, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Haven't doctors always had terrible schedules? Do you feel like maybe you're not getting the same amount of attention as you once did? Let me hear from you. The answer, of course, is yes. Many medical professionals have always worked long, hard hours. They're some of the most dedicated individuals you'll ever meet. Smart, capable, and caring. But they've been caught up in a sweeping change in American medicine, thanks to capitalism. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about the economic system as a whole, because it works really well, and I am very glad to live in a capitalist society. But when it comes to your health, you may not feel so comfortable in this kind of medical factory. Hey, but there is good news. If you have money, private and more personal medical care is available, but not to the masses, such as those covered by their employer's plans or Medicare. And don't get me started on the gifts that drug reps give doctors, like dinners, clothing, trips, and so forth. Could that cause a doctor to choose one drug over another simply because they have a nice warm feeling about it now? But this is all off on a tangent. The purpose of this video is to talk about drug commercials on TV. You've seen them if you watched any broadcast TV at all. These days you'll also see them here on YouTube. There might even be one right before or after this video, which would be totally ironic. But what about these commercials? For drugs to treat everything from heart disease to skin conditions, and a multitude of afflictions in between. There are rules, of course, about what the ad can and cannot say, and that's one reason why so much of the commercials are taken up with warnings about possible side effects, like blurred vision, stomach upset, headache, blindness, some cancers, even death. I don't know about you, but I'm going to have to be very, very sick before I take a risk on a drug that has death as a possible side effect. And the point is, if a person really is that sick, shouldn't their doctor be making the choice for their treatment plan? Of course. But doctors are human and they want to retain their patients. So if a patient sees a commercial and then asks the doctor about it, there's a pretty good chance he'll look into it and end up prescribing that drug. Then there's also a problem with network news programs. They're completely covered up with drug ads. How's a news organization expected to remain impartial and report on pharmaceutical companies that spend millions of dollars a year on ads? Come to think of it, when was the last time you heard a major news story that had negative things to say about a prescription drug? Now, that doesn't mean all pharmaceutical companies are bad, because they're not. There are many, many fine drug makers, But there are just enough bad actors to make the entire industry be suspect in the eyes of many consumers. This is where you get details on all kinds of things. Today, we're talking about prescription drug ads on TV. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks. So, in the world, there are over 190 countries. And of these, only 2 allow drug ads on TV. Not Zimbabwe. Not Pakistan. No, not Uzbekistan. Not even North Korea. Only New Zealand and the good old USA. Coincidentally, according to the RAND Corporation's International Prescription Drug Price Comparison Report, except for unbranded generics, manufacturer gross drug prices in the U.S. are substantially higher than those in other countries. Well, you already knew that, right? But did you know across all drugs, U.S. prices are 278% higher than other countries? And U.S. prices for brand name originator drugs were 422% more. Here in the United States, where prescription drug advertising is allowed, you're given the privilege of spending 4 times more than almost anyone else in the world. Oh, and there is one more interesting but infuriating fact. These brand name originator drugs account for about 7% of U.S. prescription drug volume, but they cost a whopping 87% of the total cost. That's upside down. But that's the way it is. And that's one reason why a lot of states are buying their prescription drugs from Canada. Now, you heard about that, right? At first it seemed like a scam. How could this possibly be true? But it is. Ads for prescription drugs are everywhere. You can't watch a sporting event without seeing an ad for erectile dysfunction treatments, high blood pressure, joint pain, you name it. Drug marketing is a big business, and companies are willing to spend a lot of money to offer you an easy solution to a health problem that you may or may not have. We're talking over $5 billion spent last year alone, and that's not small change. And the companies behind the ads stand to make a whole lot more. You can be sure of that. And did you know the FDA does not approve prescription drug ads in advance? But its staff does try to monitor them and ensure that claims are not false or misleading. Ads are submitted to the FDA only when they first appear in public. That means thousands of people could see inaccurate ads before the FDA has a chance to act. Prescription drugs make up almost 20% of the total medical cost in America, and that amount goes up every single year, fueled in part by prescription drug commercials. And that forces your insurance premiums to go up too. So what can you do? Well, chances are very slim there will be any major changes in drug advertising laws in the U.S., so you need to be your own advocate. The most important thing to remember with drug ads is that's what they are. Advertisements. Their primary goal is not to help you, but to sell the product. The information is designed to tell you what it's for and why you need it, but not if you need it. So, before you let a TV ad with a cute little dog, oh, he is cute, isn't he, and a catchy jingle talk you into demanding a hot new drug, do your homework, talk to your doctor, ask the right questions. What does the drug do? And do you actually have the problem that it treats? Is the risk worth the reward? And is the reward worth the high cost? Only you and your doctor can make those decisions, not some highly paid Wall Street marketer. And there you go. Those are the details on prescription drug advertising. We hope you enjoyed the program and that you got something out of it. We'd love to hear from you in the comments, not only about this show, but about any topic that you'd like us to touch on. Just comment below or visit getdetails.com. You're on the Get Details channel. Please take a moment and subscribe, like, and share. You know, it helps our channel grow by sharing us with more people. Thank you very much for watching, and remember, common sense is like deodorant. The people who need it most never use it.